Alexander the Great, a name synonymous with conquest and unparalleled leadership, transformed the course of history. Born in the summer of 356 BC in the ancient city of Pella, Alexander was destined for greatness. His father, the formidable King Philip II of Macedon, sowed the seeds of ambition and strategy in his young mind, paving the way for a future that would forever alter the world map. Alexander's conquests, spanning from Greece to Egypt and as far east as India, were not just military campaigns. They were a testament to his strategic brilliance, courage, and relentless pursuit of glory. His victories ushered in a new era, marking the beginning of the Hellenistic age and spreading Greek culture far and wide. A legend in his own lifetime, Alexander's story begins much like any other, with a birth and a prophecy. Born a prince, Alexander was groomed for greatness from the start. As a young boy, he was tutored by none other than the legendary philosopher Aristotle himself. These lessons were far beyond the typical education of the era, encompassing philosophy, politics, arts, and sciences. Aristotle also instilled in Alexander a lifelong love of Homer's Iliad, a text that would profoundly influence his worldview and military strategies. But his training was not solely intellectual. Alexander was also exposed to the practicalities of leadership, accompanying his father, King Philip II, on diplomatic missions and military campaigns. These experiences provided invaluable insights into the art of war and governance. From a tender age, Alexander was thrust into a world of responsibility and expectation, a world that would shape him into one of history's most renowned leaders. His early years were a crucible, molding him into a figure capable of achieving extraordinary feats. These formative years forged the foundation of the leader he would become. Alexander's path to power was not without its challenges. The throne of Macedon didn't simply fall into Alexander's lap. It was a tumultuous road fraught with danger and uncertainty. His father, King Philip II, was assassinated in 336 BC, a shocking event that left the young prince as the successor to the throne. But it wasn't a smooth transition. Alexander faced significant opposition from factions within his own kingdom and from neighboring states. He was young, only 20 years old, and many saw this as an opportunity to exploit his perceived weakness. But Alexander was nothing if not determined. He moved swiftly to secure his position, dealing with internal strife and external threats with a decisive hand. He demonstrated a level of political acumen and military skill that belied his age, quelling rebellions and consolidating his power in a remarkably short period of time. Despite the odds, Alexander's reign had begun and the world would never be the same. With the throne secure, Alexander embarked on a series of conquests that would stun the world. His journey to greatness began with a swift and decisive victory at the Battle of Granicus. Here, against an army of seasoned Persian warriors, Alexander demonstrated his strategic genius. He used a bold yet calculated approach, leading his companion cavalry in a frontal attack while his infantry followed behind. This daring move caught the Persians off guard, leading to a decisive Macedonian victory. The Battle of Granicus was just the first of many triumphs for Alexander. His audacious tactics and unwavering confidence were the perfect storm that led to his success. However, it was not just his military prowess that set him apart. Alexander was a leader who led from the front, often putting himself in the thick of the battle. His courage and fearlessness earned him the respect and loyalty of his troops. Next in line was the Battle of Issus. This time, Alexander faced King Darius III, the ruler of the Persian Empire himself. Despite being vastly outnumbered, Alexander remained unfazed. He capitalized on the terrain and the disorder within the Persian ranks, launching a direct attack on Darius. This daring move resulted in another stunning victory for Alexander and his army. These early victories were more than just military successes. They were psychological victories that sent a clear message to the world. Alexander was a force to be reckoned with. His innovative strategies and fearless leadership style were rewriting the rules of warfare. Each victory added to his growing reputation, making him a figure of awe and fear. Yet these were just the prelude to the grand symphony of conquests Alexander had planned. His ambition was boundless, his determination unyielding. Each victory was a stepping stone, paving the way for his ultimate goal, to conquer the known world. These victories marked the beginning of Alexander's unstoppable march across the globe. The Persian Empire, a formidable adversary, stood in Alexander's path. This was not just any opponent, but the most powerful empire of the era, stretching from Egypt in the west to India in the east. Yet for Alexander, this was a challenge he was ready to undertake. Alexander's campaign against Persia was a masterclass in military strategy and audacity. He began his invasion in 334 BC, crossing the Hellespont into Asia Minor with an army of approximately 40,000. His first major encounter with the Persian forces was at the Battle of Granicus. Though the Persians were formidable, Alexander's tactical brilliance and the superior training of his troops prevailed. However, the true turning point in the Persian campaign was the Battle of Gaugamela in 331 BC. Despite being heavily outnumbered, Alexander's troops were well disciplined, and their phalanx formation proved devastatingly effective. Alexander himself led the charge, breaking through the Persian front lines and causing a chaotic retreat. The Persian king Darius III fled, effectively handing over his empire to Alexander. The fall of the Persian Empire had far-reaching implications. For Alexander, it was the crowning achievement of his military career, cementing his reputation as one of the greatest military tacticians in history. It also marked a significant shift in power dynamics in the ancient world. The Persian Empire, which had dominated the region for centuries, was no more, and in its place stood a new empire, ruled by a Macedonian king. Yet this was more than just a change in political leadership. Alexander's conquest of Persia led to a profound cultural exchange between the Greek and Persian civilizations. This fusion of cultures, often referred to as Hellenistic, would have a lasting impact on the region, influencing everything from art and architecture to philosophy and science. With Persia under his control, Alexander's empire had grown beyond any Greek's wildest dreams. But as we'll see in the next segment, his ambitions didn't stop there. Stay tuned as we delve into the cultural melting pot that was Alexander's empire, and explore the personal life of the man behind the legend. Alexander's rule was not just about conquest, but also cultural exchange. This is evident in the synthesis of Greek and Persian cultures that unfolded under his reign. Alexander strategically encouraged marriages between his Greek soldiers and Persian women, a move that fostered unity and facilitated the blending of two distinct cultures. This cultural amalgamation was also mirrored in the arts, philosophy, and sciences, leading to a period of rich cultural dynamism. In the heart of Egypt, Alexander founded a city that would become an emblem of this cultural fusion, Alexandria. Designed as the epitome of Hellenistic civilization, Alexandria was a beacon of knowledge, housing the world-renowned Library of Alexandria and the Lighthouse, one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. It became an intellectual and cultural hub, attracting scholars, artists, and thinkers from across the globe. In this way, Alexander not only conquered lands but also minds and cultures. His reign was a testament to the power of cultural exchange and the enduring influence of a truly global vision. Behind the conqueror, however, was a man with his own struggles. Alexander the Great, the invincible warrior and shrewd leader, was also a man of deep passions. He formed intense relationships, the most famous being with Hephaestion, his closest friend and confidant. Their bond was a cornerstone in Alexander's life, a source of comfort amidst the tumult of conquest. Then there was his marriage to Roxana, a princess of Bactria. Their union was not merely a political alliance, but also a testament to Alexander's willingness to embrace the cultures he encountered. But life wasn't always a victorious march for Alexander. He grappled with the challenges of maintaining control over a vast empire. His ambition, while driving his success, also led to discontent among his ranks. The pressures of rule, coupled with his excessive drinking, took a toll on his health. Yet through it all, Alexander's influence remained undiminished. In 323 BC, the world was shocked by the untimely death of Alexander. The invincible conqueror, the King of Kings, was no more. His sudden demise in Babylon at the age of just 32 stirred up a storm of speculation. Was it fever, poisoning, or perhaps the toll of his relentless campaigns? The truth remains shrouded in the mists of history. With no clear heir, Alexander's empire was left teetering on the brink of chaos. His trusted generals, the Diadochi, scrambled to seize power, igniting a series of devastating wars. Their lust for control would fracture Alexander's empire, carving it into a patchwork of Hellenistic kingdoms. Yet the world Alexander had shaped would never be the same. His influence had seeped into every corner of his vast territories, forever altering the course of history. Alexander's death marked the end of an era, but his legacy was far from over. Though Alexander's reign was brief, his impact was everlasting. His audacious conquests reshaped the world, ushering in the Hellenistic era, a period marked by the spread of Greek culture and ideas far beyond the borders of Greece itself. This cultural diffusion, a testament to Alexander's policy of assimilation, had profound effects on subsequent civilizations. The echoes of Alexander's influence can be traced through the annals of history. His innovative military tactics, such as the use of the phalanx formation and combined arms, were studied and adapted by future military leaders. In politics, his style of autocratic rule set a precedent for many subsequent emperors and kings. Moreover, the cities he founded, most notably Alexandria, became vibrant hubs of learning and culture, their influence reaching far into the future. These cities hosted scholars who made significant advancements in various fields, from philosophy to mathematics. In death as in life, Alexander the Great left an indelible mark on the annals of history. Alexander the Great's life was a saga of ambition, power, and cultural exchange. Born to a king, tutored by Aristotle, and ascending the throne at a tender age, Alexander's life was anything but ordinary. His daring military campaigns expanded the boundaries of his empire, from Greece to Egypt and as far east as India. His audacious spirit was evident in his fearless confrontations and strategic maneuvers during battles. Alexander's influence extended beyond the battlefield. He instigated a cultural infusion, merging Greek and Persian traditions, which birthed a new era of intellectual and artistic development. The city of Alexandria, a symbol of this cultural syncretism, became a beacon of knowledge and enlightenment. But the man himself was not without controversies. His personal life and the circumstances of his untimely death remain topics of intrigue and speculation. Alexander the Great, a name etched in history, continues to inspire and intrigue us centuries after his death. His story beckons you to explore, to delve deeper into the life of this extraordinary figure.